There's a number in investing that nobody really talks about. It's not $100,000. It's not $500,000. It's not the number you see in retirement calculators or financial planning brochures. It's $20,000. And the reason nobody talks about it is because on paper, $20,000 doesn't look special. It's not life-changing money. You can't retire on it. You can't buy a house with it. Most people wouldn't even consider it a significant milestone. But here's what I've come to understand. $20,000 is the number where investing stops being theory and starts being real. Meet Jamie, 28 years old, had been investing for about 2 years, $400 a month, automated index ETFs, doing everything right. For most of those 2 years, investing felt like a chore. He checked his portfolio occasionally. It was up a bit, down a bit. He kept contributing because he knew he was supposed to, but it didn't feel like anything was really happening. Then one Tuesday morning, no particular reason, just a random Tuesday, he logged in and his balance read $21,340 and something shifted. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what that shift is, why it happens at $20,000 specifically, what changes mathematically, psychologically, and practically when you cross that number, and what you should do the moment you get there. If you're not at $20,000 yet, this video is going to show you exactly why it's worth getting there faster than you think. If you're already past it, you'll finally be able to articulate what changed and why. Quick one, everything here is general education, not personal financial advice. Always do your own research or speak to a licensed advisor before making investment decisions. Here's the problem with the way most people start investing. They put in $500 or $1,000, maybe $2,000 if they got a tax return. They check the app every few days. The balance moves by $30 here, drops by $50 there. After 6 months, they've earned maybe $120 in returns. It feels pointless. It feels like nothing is happening. The effort of setting it all up, choosing an ETF, worrying about whether the market is going to crash, all of that work for $120. And here's where most beginner investors give up, not because they did anything wrong, not because the strategy is broken, but because the early stage of investing is genuinely, objectively unexciting and nobody warned them about that. The first $20,000 is the hardest stretch of every investor's journey, not because of the maths, but because the maths doesn't feel real yet. What you need to understand is this: you are not in the compounding phase yet. You are in the contribution phase where the work you put in feels bigger than the reward you get back. But at $20,000, the equation flips, and everything genuinely meaningfully changes. Shift 1, the math starts working for you. Let's start with pure numbers because this is the most concrete change and it's the one that surprises people most. When Jamie had $5,000 invested, an 8% annual return gave him $400 for the year, about $33 a month. That's a decent lunch, nothing more. When he hit $20,000, that same 8% annual return became $1,600 a year or $133 a month. That's the equivalent of his investment portfolio paying him an extra $133 every single month just for existing, no extra contributions, no market timing. Here's what makes $20,000 specifically significant. At $133 per month in passive returns, your portfolio is now generating roughly the equivalent of a week's worth of groceries every single month without you doing anything. That might still sound small. But here's the thing, Jamie is still contributing $400 a month on top of that. So his portfolio is now growing by $400 contributions plus $133 in returns, $533 a month total. Even if he never changes his behavior, the returns are now accelerating the contributions. That is the compounding effect becoming visible for the first time. Shift 2, your psychology around money permanently changes. This one is harder to quantify, but it might actually be the most important shift of all. Before $20,000, investing is an act of faith. You're putting money into something you believe will eventually work, but the numbers don't feel like they're confirming that belief yet. After $20,000, something changes in how you think about money. Jamie noticed it immediately. He stopped thinking about his monthly salary as the only source of his growing wealth. He started thinking about his portfolio as a second engine. He stopped seeing a $400 dinner out as just $400. He started seeing it as $400 that wasn't going to compound. Not obsessively, just differently, like a switch had flipped. There's a concept called financial identity shift The moment you stop seeing yourself as someone who is trying to save money and start seeing yourself as an investor. Most people never make this shift because they never stay invested long enough for it to feel real. They give up during the contribution phase when the maths doesn't feel meaningful yet. But once you cross $20,000 and feel those returns working, the identity shift happens almost automatically. You don't have to force discipline anymore. The system starts to feel like it's on your side. Shift 3, volatility stops being terrifying. When Jamie had $5,000 in the market and it dropped 15%, he lost $750. That felt awful, genuinely upsetting. He almost sold. Counterintuitively, when he had $20,000 and the market dropped 15%, he lost $3,000. More money lost. But this time he didn't panic. Why? Because by then he understood something he didn't understand at $5,000. A market drop is a discount, not a disaster. At $20,000, the monthly returns he'd been seeing made it concrete. He'd watched his portfolio recover from dips multiple times. He'd seen the line go up over 2 years. He had enough experience to trust the process in a way that was impossible when he first started. This is one of the most valuable things $20,000 buys you, and it can't be taught in a video. It has to be lived. The investors who build serious wealth over decades aren't smarter about market timing. They're more experienced with volatility. They've seen enough cycles to know that the dip always, historically, every single time, eventually recovered. Your first $20,000 is essentially paying for that experience. It's your tuition fee for understanding that staying invested through fear is the actual skill. Shift 4. You can see the finish line for the first time. Before $20,000, financial independence feels like an abstract idea, something that happens to other people with higher salaries or lucky investments. At $20,000, the maths of how wealth actually compounds starts to make sense in a personal, concrete way because now you can project forward from a real number. Jamie ran the numbers the week he hit $20,000. If he kept investing $400 a month at an average 8% return, starting from $20,000 today, here's what his portfolio would look like. Starting with $20,000, Jamie's portfolio could grow to approximately $88,000 in 5 years when Jamie is 33 years old. Starting with $20,000, Jamie's portfolio could grow to approximately $189,000 in 10 years when Jamie is 38 years old. Starting with $20,000, Jamie's portfolio could grow to approximately $590,000 in 20 years when Jamie is 48 years old. Starting with $20,000, Jamie's portfolio could grow to approximately $1,400,000 in 30 years when Jamie is 58 years old, $1.4 million. From $20,000 and $400 a month, Jamie wasn't on a high income, he wasn't making any special investing moves, he was just contributing consistently to a boring index ETF. But at $20,000, those projections stopped feeling like fantasy. He could trace the line from where he was right now, a real number in a real account, to where it was going. The finish line became visible for the first time. Shift 5, the next $20,000, comes faster than the first. This is the shift that blows people's minds when they first experience it. Jamie took 24 months to get from $0 to $20,000. 24 months of contributing $400 a month, watching the market move, staying the course. Do you know how long it took him to get from $20,000 to $40,000? 14 months. Same contribution amount, same investment, no change in strategy, but the second $20,000 arrived 10 months faster than the first. Why? Because the returns on his existing $20,000 were now helping fund the next $20,000. At $20,000 generating $133 a month in returns, that's essentially 33% of his $400 monthly contribution coming from the portfolio itself. He only needs to come up with the other $267 of new money to keep growing at the same rate. At $40,000, returns are generating $267 a month. Half his contribution is now funded by his existing portfolio. At $80,000, his returns alone, $533 a month, exceed his contribution. The portfolio is now growing faster from returns than from new money. This is the compounding snowball, and it all starts rolling properly at $20,000. Read that table again. At $60,000 invested, your portfolio is generating enough in annual returns to match every single dollar you're contributing. You're essentially getting a 100% match on every contribution from your own past investing, And it all starts with a shift that happens at $20,000. So you've hit $20,000 or you're close. What should you actually do? First, celebrate it, but don't touch it. The $20,000 milestone deserves acknowledgement. You've done something most people never do. You've pushed through the boring phase. You've stayed invested when it didn't feel exciting. That's genuinely hard, and most people don't make it. Second, review your ETF and make sure you're still in the right place. At $20,000, it's worth checking. Are you in a low-cost index ETF, VAS, VGS, VDHG, or something with high fees eating your returns? Every 0.1% in extra fees costs you thousands at this balance over decades. Are you still using the most cost-effective platform? At $20,000, the brokerage fee becomes a smaller percentage of each purchase, so you may be able to increase your contribution amount without the fee ratio being punishing. Are you still comfortable with your investment mix, or has your situation changed enough to warrant a review? Third, and this is the most important one, increase your contribution. If you've been contributing $400 a month to get to $20,000, now is the time to increase it, even by $50 or $100 a month. The compounding effect means that a small increase in contributions at $20,000 has a dramatically bigger long-term impact than the same increase made at $5,000 because now your contributions are being supercharged by returns. Every extra dollar you add at this stage is like adding a dollar that comes with a compounding multiplier already attached. Jamie is 31 now. His portfolio is sitting at $47,000. He still contributes the same $400 a month, but his returns are now generating $314 a month on top of that, meaning his portfolio grows by over $700 a month even in a flat market. He didn't get a massive pay rise, he didn't make any clever investment calls. He just crossed $20,000, understood what changed, and kept going. The shift is real, the maths is real. The only question is whether you're going to push through the contribution phase long enough to feel it. The honest truth about $20,000, it's not magic, it's math. The compounding effect exists at every level, it just becomes visible at $20,000. Visible enough to change how you think, how you feel, and how you behave around money. That visibility is what makes it the most important milestone in any investor's early journey. Wherever you are on that list, the next step is always the same. Contribute, stay invested, don't touch it. The maths does the rest. If this video made the $20,000 milestone feel worth chasing, subscribe. I make these videos every week breaking down how wealth actually builds in plain English. Next video I will explain how to hit $100,000 before 30. Stay tuned and see you in the next one.